How are we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing great. Thanks very much for inviting. Happy to share my experience here.
So as I was saying, it's really exciting times for you right now, and
Yes.
I want you to share some of that. But what I want to really ask you first of all is, how do you feel now that you've gone through this process? How are you feeling?
Well, it is funny. From time to time, what I feel is like I probably want to punch myself why I didn't do something like this before or earlier. Because now I feel as I have a total sense of direction, a sense of peace. I know that whatever I propose myself to do, I can do it. I have the ability to do it. And that came with all this knowledge about myself, that knowing where to go and bring the power that I have, or we all have within, to do what I want to do. So yeah, I feel peaceful and knowing that I'm walking my path towards my greatness every day. And that's how I feel that. And I can, I don't say it's not perfect. There are all things that come to your mind, but the difference is that I know that I have the tools to work with, even if there's a challenge. And Alpa, I spoke to you 2 days ago or something like that. It was a challenge, but I'm not in that place of not knowing where to go. I know, yeah, that's how I feel. Because I can go on and on.
I'm going to talk about that, and I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I'm going to share that, if you don't mind. So the other day, so as I've mentioned earlier, I think I mentioned it on Tuesday, that I have a 6 a.m. club with everybody that I'm working with, and we get on a call like this on Zoom, and we do a 6 a.m. study club, and we study together. And this is masterminding, right? And this is where the magic happens. So the other day, Lino, he's going to talk about his goal, and he hadn't taken the final action step that he needed to take. And I questioned him on that. I challenged him, and we found out that it was fear. Now,
yeah.
Lino could have actually turned around and said, no, Alpa, it's not fear. And, that he could have come up with X, Y, Z excuses, but he took that on board, he accepted it. And then within the next couple of hours, you took the action and you did what was required of you, right? And you saw the result. Yeah. And that's what this does to you, because we could, our own mind can hijack us. Our own, beliefs about ourselves can really hijack us and stop
Absolutely.
us from taking that action point. So I'm so glad that you brought that up. So let's actually talk about your goal. What was your goal? What is your goal? And, what has happened since you've gone through this?
Well, there was a financial goal when I start working with you, and that's the main big goal. But we decided to work in a more short-term goals towards that goal. It was to have my own coaching program done by the end of the program, and I couldn't believe I'd done it in just, such short period of time. And looking back, what we achieved, and I achieved with you, Alpa, because I wanted to do something like that. I knew I wanted to impact in people's lives. I knew I wanted to do something great that would be meaningful to me and meaningful to other people, but I didn't know exactly what it was. And working with you and the program, I was able to find the clarity, and the most importantly was that direction. Do this with your experience, with your knowledge. Okay, follow this. I was doing the work, but with guidance, and it's done. It's just adjusting the last steps, but that was the goal. And I have my own program, which will lead me to, it's one of the steps towards my biggest, my big goal. So
so you've become a relationship coach from this.
Yeah.
Because that was your goal. You wanted to become a relationship coach, but you weren't doing that before, were you? Because you also had another goal. You were was it in IT? Were you working in IT?
Yeah, well, I've been working in corporate areas of IT for a long time. But it was not something that was here. I like it, but I was feeling a lack of purpose. Most of the time, what am I doing here? I can do something else. Because I've been studying, as you mentioned, personal growth for a long time, reading books all the time, every day. And I wanted to quit my job. And I wanted to leave the corporate world and do my own stuff. But I was fearful. I was, no, let me just say, I was probably in panic. You know, Bob talked about the panic barrier. And as most people, you couldn't see how to move forward. You have bills. How are you going to leave your job and follow your dreams, follow your mission? And that happened in probably 4 months ago. Yeah, 4 months ago.
Because you came in May of this year.
May.
You joined us in May of this year.
Yes.
And your goal was to actually leave your corporate world and do something for you. So you managed to leave. When did you leave your job?
It was in July. In July.
Yeah. So literally 2 months into coming into the mentorship, you left your job.
Yes.
And you're starting your own business. You're becoming a relationship coach because that's what your goal was. And you've even created your own program, which you're launching very soon.
Yes.
Super excited.
Yeah.
So great things have happened for you. So what else have you achieved through this process? Like, what else would you say? Like, for somebody who's sitting here right now watching this, if they're sitting on the fence and making that decision and having that call, what would you advise them?
Well, I think the biggest thing people can get from the program for me is confidence. And confidence will come from self-knowledge, knowing yourself. And although I had a lot of things in my mind, I've been reading, and it's what I see a lot of people doing, reading lots of books, 30 books a year, and then you end up with a lot of information, intellectual information about yourself, about a lot of stuff, about a lot of topics, a lot of books. And you can even talk a good talk. But understanding yourself and gain the confidence, how you operate, and know how you can move forward, how you can reprogram yourself. I wanted to do a lot of stuff, but I didn't know that my paradigm was getting in the way. And when I got the clarity of how to tweak my paradigm, how to work with myself, then I could see clearly, you know, it's like that music they say, I can see clearly now. Yes. Yeah, and I can see clear now. And even if you don't have a financial goal or whatever, but just for the fact that you understand yourself and get peace. And I can sometimes talking to people, and I see where they come from. And things that I learn here, I'm passing on to I have a son, so I'm teaching my son these things. I'm coaching my son because I think is life-changing information that people should have, understand of themselves. For me, that understanding the self-image, the image I had of myself that needed to be changed, that needed to be adjusted, and also the information, books that you share that I didn't know. I mean, I can say a lot of things, but mostly
I think you've said, I think you've really said, you've spoken from your heart, and I think that's what what I, you know, you can't make that up. You know, when you speak from your heart, it comes out, right? And I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much, Lino, for taking your time out of your schedule and, you know, spending the time with us here today. And I'm really pleased to see your success. And this is just the beginning for you, my friend.
Thank you.
So much more to unfold for you. There's so much that's going to happen now that you've taken that leap of faith and you've just shot off like a rocket. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.